because sometimes in marriage, the hard part is I could show mercy to people outside, right? I could cook a meal and take it to my neighbor and do all of these things. And the challenge becomes to show mercy to you when I feel I'm hurt and I don't think you deserve it. And that's when I have to not be the unmerciful servant, right? And I can't be the one that says, okay, God, forgive me for all my sin. But then I turn to you and go, Antoine.
No.
Because you did this or that, you're going to pay for it. And until I think you're sorry, I'm not going to show you mercy.
Yeah.
So the challenge becomes, as your wife, to freely give the mercy every day that's given to me.
Hey, welcome back to
Welcome to Blessed Marriages.
Unlocking the Beatitudes for Lasting Joy and Connection. As we've been going through, really looking at the Beatitudes, Jesus' core beginning in his Sermon on the Mount that describes the values of what a blessed life is, but looking at it from the point of view of roles of husband and roles of wife. And we're going to make a pivot today. Today we're looking at a pivot because I think that in the Beatitudes there's a pivot. It has been said how the first four Beatitudes are dealing with the damage done to ourselves on the inside and to the group of believers, what they've got to do for them on the inside as they deal with their damage. And the last four Beatitudes are dealing with the damage of the outside, dealing with the world. So one is the inside stuff, and now dealing with the outside stuff. And blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy, is the beginning of that pivot. And last time we were talking about how hungering and thirst for righteousness, so you being that you'll be filled. And now we're pivoting. We're looking outward. Let me say, how are we to relate to the world outside of us? And we are standing outside. Where are we?
We're in front of a veterinarian hospital.
A medical center. That is for pets. There's an emergency room over here too. But
because this is the ultimate sign of a place where mercy is shown. You take an injured animal or an injured person and you bring them here to receive mercy, to be fixed, to be healed, to be served. And so I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. And look, the idea in Jesus' day, the idea of blessed are the merciful, as they heard him, they heard, man, the number one value of spiritual people individually and as a body, the number one value is loud muscle cars. No, the number one value is mercy.
Yes.
Not self-righteousness.
No.
Not telling people what to do.
No.
Not having a intense standard and of deep conviction alone, but a heart and love for those who are the lost, the least,
and
the left out, the wounded. Jesus' ministry was built around basically free medical care, miraculous medical care.
Yeah.
And so the first reputation Jesus had was, this is who you go to for mercy. You may not get it from the Pharisees. You may not get it from fill the blank, but you'll get it if you go to the Christians and to Jesus.
I love that because to me, that resembles all of who Jesus was, that I'm hurting and I can't find refuge anywhere else.
Yes.
But when I go to Jesus, I'm not going to be judged. I'm not going to be sent away. I'm not going to be put down and dismissed, but I'm going to be loved. I'm going to be accepted. And the cool thing was Jesus healed people before he gave them the gospel. It was like
For free.
for free. He just took them in and accepted them. And I think as we go out into the world, the mercy that we receive,
Yes.
he's like, now go and freely give. Go and freely love your neighbor. Love those around you. Love the people you see and interact with. And I think that's a high calling.
Yes.
It's a very high calling.
It's a high calling because look, and the quality of mercy is as a husband and as a wife, and I think it can apply to your marriage. Having the kind of marriage where people are not judged, sent away, put down, or dismissed, where your relationship with your spouse isn't like it's just the two of us and we just stay together, no one gets in. It's you open your dinner table for others. You open your homes for neighbors and friends and family. You have a generous spirit in your marriage that gives back to your neighborhood, to the poor among you, to the family members that need help and support. I remember some of the most encouraging memories I have as a kid was the few married, in this case, uncles and aunts that I had. And all of the memories came from just their generosity and them opening up their home because there wasn't that many married couples in my life at that time. And that's what I think our marriages should be. Our marriages should be a place where the lost, least, and left out know, man, we can go to their house or we can hang out with them.
The thing I thought about too was sometimes in marriage, the hard part is I could show mercy to people outside, right? I could cook a meal and take it to my neighbor and do all of these things. And the challenge becomes to show mercy to you when I feel I'm hurt and I don't think you deserve it. And that's when I have to not be the unmerciful servant, right? And I can't be the one that says, okay, God, forgive me for all my sin, but then I turn to you and go, Antoine,
No.
because you did this or that, you're going to pay for it. And until I think you're sorry, I'm not going to show you mercy.
Yeah.
So the challenge becomes, as your wife, to freely give the mercy every day that's given to me.
To freely give the mercy
when I feel hurt or justified in my wrong.
Yeah, I think we tend to dish out what we receive.
Yeah.
And if we don't sense that God is merciful to us and has been, I think that's why the first 4 Beatitudes are so important.
Or don't remember God was merciful.
Remember, right? And we go out and like the parable of the unmerciful servant. He grabbed them. Give me my money. Give me my money. Right? Exactly. And look, I just think that. So look, what say you in your marriage, being and holding and treasuring the quality of being merciful to your spouse when they come with their fears, their failures, and to be honest, sometimes just their sin? Can they be comforted by you as a husband or as a spouse? Is there leeway and grace? We just again came back from this workshop hearing from our brother David Widener, the most powerful force in the universe is grace, specifically God's grace. May our marriages be able to mirror that kind of grace to our spouses. Now here's the deal, not when they're doing well, when they blow it. Are we ready to be merciful to them as well as being merciful to the world around us?
I remember the question was, is my messiness welcomed here? Can I come in my shame, defeat, and know that, like Jesus, I will receive mercy and grace in my time of need?
I think a great discussion question as a couple is asking our spouse, do you feel safe being vulnerable with me? Do you feel safe being vulnerable with me. Have a good discussion about that. Be a great listener. And may your marriage be a blessing to you, to each other,
Yep.
but also may your marriage be a blessing to the people that know the two of you, that they can look back and remember many good meals or many encouragements throughout the month and the year. And
This has been great.
this has been great. We'll see you at the next one.